Welcome back to the Kempire Daily YouTube channel, where you get daily and consistent hot topics in music, entertainment, reality TV, and more, and a little bit of reality TV recaps. As always, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on breaking news when we go live or when we upload. Look, New York City, The Real Housewives of New York City premiered last night, so I had to do a recap. And as always, I want you to join in the conversation in the comment section and let me know your thoughts on the premiere episode. It's season 13. We've lost several important housewives of this city, and I have to say, it had a very solid first episode. Was it dynamic? Is it going to be memorable? Maybe a little bit. We have a new housewife, Eboni K. Williams. If you don't follow her, she's a lawyer. She's been on Revolt. She's done a lot of different things. And I was open to her. I wanted to really like her. And guess what? In the very first episode, Eboni steps out in such a huge way, in just very subtle ways. You know, her first scene with Leah in Central Park, where she wore the names of the exonerated five and her Black Lives Matter mask. And I know there will be some people, fans of the show, probably not Black, will probably be very critical of Eboni and how she brings up race. But now more than ever, we need to. And we also need to talk about how long it took Bravo and the Real Housewives producers to finally bring a person of color on this city. This city of all cities should have had a person of color from the very first season. It is what it is. We are here. Eboni, though, I think she's giving it to us, and it doesn't feel forced. And we'll talk about other people where it feels forced. It feels very natural. This feels like this is Eboni. And I'm excited to learn more about her relationship with her ex-fiance. I had no idea about that part of Eboni's life. I only really know her professional life. You know, she has a new successful podcast. She's on Revolt, as I said before, and she's an attorney. So I'm excited to see what she brings. I would have loved to see an actual housewife on the show, because right now we have none. You know, we started out with LUANN and Ramona being married, but now they're divorced. SONJA, she came on the show divorced. We'll talk about the other staples and the OGs in a second. But Eboni, I have to say, really, to me, I can see the potential in her. I like her. I like her sass. Keep in mind, I have a right to change my mind, just like everyone else. But so far, based on the preview that we saw of the season and this very first episode, I'm liking Eboni, and I'm excited to see Eboni's journey in relationships. It's interesting, her perspective in regards to the kind of men that she dates and the type of money that she dates. And not to say that she needs the money, because she has her own. So it's interesting. And I kind of like the dynamic and the friendship that she has with Leah. But Leah. So in this very first episode, we find out that Leah is going to be converting to Judaism. I have no problem with it. I have no problem with that. We saw our girl Charlotte do it on Sex and the City, and she did it for marriage. Look, everyone has a different reason why they turn to religion. The pandemic has made people do things they've never done before. She says in this very first episode that she's always wanted to convert. And based on, we didn't really get a real reason on why. Like, is it the ideals? What about Judaism made you want to convert? Look, I have no problem. Like I said, I did my 23andMe. I found out 1% I'm Ashkenazi. But I digress. If you've been following me, you know I've never been a fan of Leah. First season, it felt forced. Exactly what I was hoping Eboni would not do in her first season. This is exactly what Leah did. Being a New Yorker, I kind of look at this very different. I'm sure other people outside of New York probably love Leah, and I've heard that there are people that do. They liked her personality. They liked her edge. Even in a recent interview, Eboni said that, you know, Leah comes off like she's edgy, but she's really a pussycat. So I think my reading of Leah is correct, that this very forced, aggressive sort of behavior that she gave us last season is not authentic. And I am sure that's not what Eboni was saying, but I'll say it. I feel like she is just fishing for a storyline. Last season, she was drunk and doing all kinds of things to gain some sort of attention. And some people fell for it. I didn't. So this season, now she wants to convert to Judaism. I smell a storyline. And I hate the fact that she's going to use religion to get that storyline. But look, I'm still open to Leah. But so far, Not a fan. And how do you own a fashion line and you dress like that? Her her confessional look with the plastic and then the look that she wore to Sonja's brunch, girl, it's a no for me. But since we talked about Sonja's brunch, let's just talk about Sonja. It's nice to see Sonja back. It's nice to see Sonja back. She's back in the townhouse because, pandemic, the people that were living there moved out. She's still looking for a renter. I mean, she did a lot of upgrades to the townhouse. It looks great. I love Sonja. I love Sonja's energy. She is a fan favorite. I know she's not considered an OG because she wasn't there in season one, but she's been there a very long time at this point, over 10 years. So, and her relationship with the women outdates the actual show, which is nice. And that's what I love about New York. There's actually a genuine connection amongst the women. So Sonja has another intern. I guess this intern's been living with her during the pandemic. And we don't have a lot to say about Sonja just yet. I'm sure they're developing her story, but she's back in the townhouse where we need to see her. And she's as kooky as ever, but she's again been disconnected from the women. You may have recalled a couple of seasons ago, they had a very similar storyline where Sonja sort of disappeared on them. And some people have been saying that's very typical of a Sagittarius. Sagittarius, let me know in the comments. Is it very typical for you to go absent, and disconnect from your friends, especially when you're going through something? And one of the things that she went through, and I'm sure you guys have been following this story if you're a fan of the Real Housewives of New York, her Century 21 deal pretty much blew up in smoke because Century 21 filed for bankruptcy and went out of business, which is crazy. If you're from New York, Century 21 is a staple here for many, many years. So we felt for Sonja, but I'm hearing Sonja may have a deal with Walmart. Sonja, I just need Sonja to actually make money. That's what I need. I need her to make money. It's sad to see that she's been on this show for so long, and it seems like she's still struggling to find her way in regards to making money. It still feels like she's struggling. And I don't like that for our Sonja. Let's talk about Ramona. Ramona, she's here. She's developing a new friendship with LUANN, almost besties. They live very close to each other on the Upper East Side. LUANN has moved to the Upper East Side, and now she has an apartment that looks right at Tom, her ex-husband's balcony. That would have been so weird to me. Like, I get it in New York, but girl, you didn't think about that. And I kind of believe that LUANN did not realize that. But at the same time, when you go to look at an apartment, don't you just sort of look out? She had no idea. It's a little weird. It's a little weird. She also confessed that she is not drinking anymore. She just saw she feels like she's allergic to alcohol. I've actually heard that before from other people. When you reach a certain age, alcohol affects you very differently. And she said she blacked out a few times over the summer. Look, whatever she's doing, LUANN looks great. LUANN looks amazing. All the women look great, but LUANN, of all of them, body, face, she looks great. Whatever she's doing, at first I said, oh, LUANN's drinking again. She still looks great. No, she stopped drinking. We'll see how long that lasts with the ladies of the Real Housewives in New York. We see that there are some ups and downs during this season. We do get Heather coming back. I'm excited to see this because there's some issue between Heather and Leah. I want to see how this plays out because you already know I'm already team Heather because I don't like Leah. But I'm going to be open. I'm trying to be open. I'm trying to have an open mind. It's 2021. It's almost my birthday. A week from the premiere of New York. It's like it was kismet. It was kismet. But anyways, let's talk about this brunch that they had. Leah, that outfit, she reminded me of Julia Roberts from Pretty Woman, the hooker. I'm not calling her hooker, but it gave me that feeling. Eboni looked great in that, whatever color that is. You guys will let me know the color. It's a pinkish, purple, whatever. She looked amazing in it. Of course, her first meeting of Sonja is cleaning off the dirt. She's acting weird. Emily's like, is this real? It's real. I have to say, Kenya, I know everyone's like, why are you always attacking Kenya's hosting? Just because it was such a central part of this season of The Real Housewives of Atlanta. Sonja, she may be a hot mess, but she knows how to host a party. She knows how to host her guests. The food looked great. she might be a hot mess, but it was such a great atmosphere. It was great to see all the ladies come together. One thing I have to say though, what was up with the camera angles? It just seemed like it was a little shaky. I don't know. I forgot who does the production for the New York City part of the show, but it was just like the camera angles at this brunch were a little awkward. Maybe because it's small in the courtyard. I don't know. But it was interesting to see the ladies confront Sonja for being missing in action. We're your besties. You're reaching out to Leah, but you're not reaching out to us. I think because Leah's a light. Leah's not going to press into Sonja's life. LUANN and Ramona, because they know her so well, they're going to press into what's wrong. Tell us. We're here to help you. Sonja's an interesting character. She's interesting, but you also have to understand your friends. If your friends get like that, you reach out and say, I'm here for you if you need me. But the very first episode was solid. I'm happy to see what's to come in regards to the Real Housewives of New York. Let me know your thoughts on this very first episode. What was your favorite moment? Are you enjoying Eboni K. Williams? Are you looking forward to the season? And let me know if you would like for us to do a live recap in the comments. As always, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out when we go live, when we have breaking news, or when we upload.